hit that button on vibes. I don't have a clue when I would use my free hit. Haaland is the one we're talking about. Haaland is the man, he is the boy, and here are his best fixtures. So, maybe you have some chips left, maybe you're wondering where to play them. Don't worry, we've got your back today, because we're going to be talking about all of those chips, where you should use them, and if you are thinking of using maybe a wildcard chip this week, I have a wildcard draft for you as well. And Sim, I'm going to get your opinion on it. See if you like it.
Right. I will roast it.
You can roast it as hard as you like. I think you might like it though. Right, so basically I have written down all of the chips and where looks like a good time to play them. Now I want to start off with the triple captain chip because me, like many others, are kind of, I don't know, we feel like we missed out on the Game Week 6 triple captainers with the Haaland triple captain. You guys smashed it, everyone. Sim, you smashed it. You were one of those people.
Thank you.
So congratulations, first of all, to all those who triple captained. But the question is, if you have your triple captain still, when are you going to use it? First of all, Sim, is there any other player you would consider using a triple captain on during the first half of the season other than Haaland? Anyone else you trust in a single game week? Because doubles look unlikely.
As of right now, given how Mo's playing, no.
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 Is there maybe an argument of, you know, maybe an Alexander Isak when Salah is at AFCON? If there's because there's a couple of nice Liverpool fixtures whilst AFCON is on. So that is something to maybe think about.
We'd have to see a lot from Isak to get there.
It's so difficult to say right now, isn't it?
We'd have to see. Like, he hasn't even scored in the Premier League. He hasn't even returned in the Premier League yet, despite having 1 million people buy him so far.
Yeah.
Haaland is so abrasive and so there.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems a little bit forced to move away from that. And I know there's a few really good opportunities for Haaland this season. Before Game Week 19.
Before we go and look at Haaland, because I think that does seem obvious, if you did fancy Isak whilst Salah is at AFCON, we've got Wolves at home in Game Week 18 and Leeds at home in Game Week 19, assuming Salah is off at that particular point. So 2 home games, Wolves, Leeds, it's okay. But
I mean, if you just for the sake of the moment, right? If you were gonna consider something different and you did want to avoid the Haaland one, like Semenyo's playing really well. Is there an opportunity there?
Yeah, if a good fixture comes along.
Like Palmer when he's back, can there be an opportunity there?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got Burnley at home in Game Week 17 for Semenyo. I mean, West Ham, do we speak about West Ham now? With the new manager, are they gonna?
We have to see how they perform, right?
Yeah, but you got them in 12 for Semenyo as well.
Yeah.
So maybe a couple opportunities there if Semenyo is like the new big thing of the season. For Palmer, again, before we do Haaland, for Palmer, you've got Sunderland at home in Game Week 9. You've got Wolves at home in Game Week 11. Burnley away in Game Week 12. Leeds away in 14. Potential opportunities, but Haaland is the one we're talking about, really. Haaland is the man. He is the boy, and here are his best fixtures between now and the cut-off point. Got to use the first triple captain before Game Week 20. So, here are your options. Game Week 13, home against Leeds, which I quite like. Particularly if you wildcarded in Game Week 6, a lot of people will be wildcarding in Game Week 13. So, you're essentially flipping it round. When other people are wildcarding, you're triple captaining, and, you know, maybe it works out your way. So Game Week 13 at home against Leeds. If you didn't triple captain, that's probably going to be a nice opportunity for you. Game Week 15 against Sunderland at home. But Sunderland have been pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not huge on Leeds either. I feel like Leeds, particularly against tougher opposition, can be quite challenging to break through.
Say that to Arsenal. It's dominated them 5-0.
But like the scoreline was aggressive, but the match wasn't like that dominated.
That's maybe fair, yeah.
So I wouldn't be massive on the Leeds one. I mean, obviously Haaland has history with Leeds, so maybe there's a little bit more motivation there. But yeah, I don't know. Leeds, I feel like, are quite tough to break down sometimes against the bigger teams.
Yeah, I mean, Newcastle didn't have a huge amount of joy against them. Obviously, Bournemouth just drew with them as well. Fulham actually, and Fulham beat them. But yeah, look, there is some concern there, but I think
it's an opportunity. I'd obviously would have preferred to, use it in Game Week 6.
Yeah, I mean, so would I.
Like the smart people.
Yeah, well, we'll see. all can change because it didn't look like a very smart decision at the 90-minute mark for Haaland triple captains. Let's put it that way.
I was screwed. I was screwed.
I bet you were. But look, I think it doesn't get too much better than that, Sim, to be honest, because we're looking at after game week 13 for Haaland, we're looking at game week 15 Sunderland at home, which I don't think is any better than Leeds at home. Then we've got game week 17 West Ham at home. Again, are West Ham going to tighten up with Nuno? Maybe. And then game week 19, which is kind of your last opportunity, really, which is Sunderland away, which right now doesn't look particularly good. And I'm kind of looking through some of these other fixtures. If you're not going for one of them, you're looking at Everton at home game week 8, maybe. Bournemouth at home game week 10. Aston Villa away game week 9, maybe, if they still look poor. It doesn't really get much better than that. And I think this season, there isn't that many easy fixtures. Like, there is Burnley, West Ham, game weeks 1 through 5.
Wolves.
But
that's already happened.
Already played them. And then it's a whole bunch of teams that are, roughly as good as each other. Yeah.
You'd have to basically pick between Leeds and Sunderland.
I think so. And I think if you are picking one, it's Leeds in game week 13.
I think I'd go Sunderland.
What, a home in 15? Interesting. But then are you saying that because you're thinking of wildcarding in game week 13?
No, I'm probably going to wildcard earlier than that.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Well, we'll look forward to that one. So yeah, those are really your triple captain opportunities. I think I would go with Haaland game week 13. Sim, you fancy Haaland game week 15?
Probably.
Yeah. So a couple of options. It's better than nothing. And of course, there could be that a team suddenly comes into some horrible form. They look absolutely awful. And actually, out of nowhere, there's a team that you didn't expect to want a triple captain against, and suddenly you do. So that's a possibility too. I mean, maybe it's even Aston Villa game week 9. Maybe. I mean, they have been putting up some of the worst numbers in the Premier League. Do you want to know them?
Go on then.
So these are the defensive numbers of. Hang on, let me just get it in front of me. So in terms of non-penalty expected goals against, we see Aston Villa 4th bottom. 8.5 non-penalty expected goals against in 6 game weeks.
Wow,
that's pretty bad.
Who's bottom?
Bottom is Burnley. They are the worst team in the Premier League on these numbers. They have now conceded as many goals as Wolves.
Who's better between Sunderland and Leeds? It's got to be Leeds, surely. It's got to be Sunderland, surely.
For non-penalty expected goals against, they are relatively similar. 6.2 total so far for Sunderland, 6.5 total for Leeds. The difference being that Sunderland have kept the ball out of the back of the net twice as much.
Yeah.
More than twice as much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe that will start to kind of, even out a little bit. But yeah, so difficult, man. So difficult. I think the Leeds one is the one. He's a Leeds boy. He's a Leeds born and bred. Is our Haaland.
I think City are going to struggle with that game.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Wow.
The City just aren't very strong in midfield.
They have so many midfielders. They have so many great midfielders.
But look, they don't have strength in midfield.
Well, like physicality.
Yeah.
You mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you say that. Rodri, Kovacic now back. Maybe.
Is he going to play a midfield of Rodri, Kovacic, and Marmoush?
Nico.
Or Nico.
Marmoush on one wing.
Yeah, I don't see Kovacic playing that, to be honest with you. Rodri or Nico, whoever he feels like, most likely Rodri by then.
Yeah.
And then it'll be Foden and Reinders. And
some silky guys on the wings.
Yeah. I think they'll get bullied a little bit.
Maybe. All right, so the next chip anyway is the bench boost, which is really difficult to say. For a lot of it, it's just going to be a case of when does your bench look good? Hit that button on vibes. But the other way of looking at it is thinking, when do the 4 million guys have the best fixtures? When does Dubravka have the best fixture? Where does Esteve or Alderete or Rodon, whoever you've got, these 4 million guys, when do they have their class fixture? And the answer to me seems to be game week 8 or 9. Because in game week 8, we have Leeds against Burnley, so the two newly promoted teams against each other. In game week 9, we see Burnley against Wolves, which is obviously another good fixture there. And game week 9, we also see Leeds against West Ham. So if you didn't want to play your Burnley versus your Leeds, you could always do game week 9 there. Unfortunately, Sunderland do not have a good fixture in game week 9 because that's going to be against Chelsea. But yeah, I think that's those are probably your best bets. I mean, I'm struggling to find another week. Maybe game week 11 is the only other one. I think Burnley play it against Sunderland, West Ham there, but then that's when Sunderland have Arsenal and Leeds have Nottingham Forest, which is maybe okay.
Yeah, I think realistically people will have a bench of definitely Dubravka.
Yep.
They'll have a decent, normal, regular team sort of defender.
Yeah, just a 4.5,
like a
Richards or Anderson.
Richards, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So two of those guys are fine. It depends on who your 8th attacker is.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it depends on whether or not you have Esteve or Alderete at that point.
Yeah, because Alderete is a little more difficult because his good fixtures, other than game week 8, don't really line up with Dubravka's good fixtures.
So you can probably line it up for Burnley's good fixture and count on a bit of DEFCON from Alderete.
You could do, but I mean, I feel like if you have Dubravka and a Sunderland defender, then you probably just go for game week 8 because they both have good fixtures. If you don't, if you've got an Esteve or a Rodon, your options massively open up. So you go 8, you can go 9, you can go 11, where they both will have good fixtures or all have good fixtures. And then, like you mentioned, who's your 5th midfielder or maybe 3rd forward, depending on what your structure is. Obviously, stack. We've got Dewsbury Hall, who is maybe not as suited for game week 8. I think Dewsbury Hall faces Man City in game week 8. So giving like catch-all advice for the bench boost is so difficult.
Yeah, it's so team dependent. And I think the one piece of advice that I would say is don't absolutely plan your entire team around operating for one game week bench boost. Like, it's the one thing that I feel like has damaged so many teams over these last few years. Like, have a general idea, don't force it with the transfers, and if at any point you see that your bench looks good, just do it.
Yeah, really solid advice. I like that. Yeah, so I think we can move on to the next chip before we do the wildcard and have a look at my wildcard draft, and that's the free hit chip. Now, I don't know about you, Sim, but I don't have a clue when I would use my free hit, to the extent where I'm kind of jealous you already used it. I cannot identify a week.
I think I gained like 10 points on my free hit.
Mate, that's better than nothing. Because right now, all I'm going to be doing is free hitting the exact same team I already have in. I can't figure out a week.
For free hit one transfer that you want to make.
Yeah. Rather than using a free... You lose a free transfer when you use your free hit anyway. Because you don't gain the free transfer in that week.
Yeah.
So, is it a pointless chip in the first half of the season? I don't know. Maybe I've just not planned well enough for it. Maybe a week opens up later on in the first half of the season.
I mean, I used it when I felt like my team was awful, but I think now, given the players that people are picking on wildcards and stuff, there's not many awful sort of random weeks where your entire team is probably going to look bad.
Yeah.
It's tricky. Like, Arsenal's fixtures open up, then Chelsea's fixtures open up. Like, that's comfortable to do with free transfers.
Yep.
I think City open up towards game week
13,
13, something like that. So it's
same with Liverpool.
Yeah, there's no mega thing unless if you don't like a Haaland captain for one of those weeks and you want to go for a Salah. I think that's probably
when
the
you
best.
don't have Haaland, and you want to bring a Salah for 1 week only.
Yeah. I think that's probably the only real thing. What's Salah's like critical fixture between now and then?
Let's have a look through these. There's a couple. So we've got West Ham in game week 13, but as we discussed, we don't know if we love that anymore. Then it's like Sunderland at home, Leeds away in 14 and 15. So there's this really...
At that point, you probably want to buy him.
Yeah, but it's like what we may have thought a couple of weeks ago about, West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds. Now, is that going to change? By the time we get to game week 13, what will our opinion be on these fixtures? Maybe not as positive as maybe previously. Maybe we're looking at game week 12 against Nottingham Forest, and actually that's the nicer one than West Ham, Sunderland and Leeds, possibly. So, yeah, I think for me, as a free hit hoarder, I would say, I'm basically counting on one of two things happening. One, I have like some kind of injury suspension crisis in my team that I think is going to resolve itself within a week, which is super unlikely. But, it can happen. And in which case, a free hit's nice to have in your back pocket. Or two, the incredibly unlikely event of a storm hitting the United Kingdom, postponing game after game after game.
Oh, God.
Creating a fabulous double game week that no one saw coming.
Well, you saved it for the right season.
Did I?
Yeah,
what's the weather like this
autumn
year?
and winter's coming, isn't it? You didn't save it for the summer.
Well, that's true. I thought you meant season as in Premier League season.
No. I meant literal the season that we're entering.
Yeah, true. But like these things, I know it has happened. Like recently, I think, was it last year? It happened.
No, it was a few years ago now.
I think it was last year. It happened. It was
a storm.
Yeah, cancelled a game last year. Was it Spurs against someone? I can't remember now. But yeah, but
don't recall that.
But prior to that, it hadn't happened in like 5 years. A weather postponement is so rare. So yeah, these are not likely scenarios. But look, if they do somehow happen, you know, these are the kind of bouts of luck that maybe you need to do well in FPL. So we'll see. So yeah, no free hit advice, unfortunately, guys. There we go. Wildcard windows. So Game Week 13 we've spoken about a little already as a wildcard window, and I think that's just because it's when Man City and Liverpool have such good fixtures, and it's very difficult to load up on Man City and Liverpool players, you know, using free transfers alone because they are so expensive and they do require a lot of restructuring. So for people like me without a wild card, I'm thinking I need to make sure I've got, you know, 4, at least 3, some free transfers to deal with that, maybe even take a hit if I need to. But if you have a wild card and you're willing to wait that long, maybe that solves it instead.
Yeah, I mean, the wild card is probably the one chip that you should plan a lot more for. The other chips, I feel like it's easy to derail what's happening with your team. So, yeah, it's one that I haven't given huge thought as of now, just because I'm quite comfortable with where my team was. I was strongly considering it for Game Week 6, actually. Just because I wasn't quite happy with what my team looked like, because I was also taking a -8 that week. But yeah, I'm not strongly leaning either way. I think I'm going to have to see what my team look like and what my plans in terms of transfers are going to look like leading up to that, because that's going to kind of change the direction I'm going to go in.
Okay, sure. The other wildcard opportunities I'm a little short on, to be honest, other than, you know, Game Week 7, which is when Arsenal, they have their nice fixture swing right now. I mean, if your name's Gabriel, it already started. But if your name's Raya and Gyökeres, who are in a lot of people's Game Week 6 wildcard tiers, it very much has not started yet. Their lovely run.
Fantasy finance is like fantasy football, but for financial markets.
Build a virtual stock or crypto portfolio, lock it in, and compete in skill-based contests against other players or AI.
Winners earn prizes from entry pools and platform rewards. No real money is traded or invested.
This is a strategy game designed for competition and education. Join their Discord, link in the description to join their closed beta. If you are targeting a wildcard in Game Week 7, this is what I've got for you. So let me read through the team and then we will get your opinion on this one, Sim. It's not super different to the Game Week 6 wildcard, but it is a little bit. And I should note that this team has a huge amount of money in the bank, for basically an opportunity to get Palmer if required. And also, who else are you picking at 10-ish million? Who? Come on, man. All the 5.5, 6.5s are just as good right now. So we've got Raya in goal. We've got Gabriel there to double up on the Arsenal defence, because I do prefer these fixtures for Arsenal defenders to attackers. Then we've got Senesi and Richards, the DEFCON masters. Then in midfield, we've got Semenyo, of course. Who else? Kudus, who's got another couple of good fixtures against Leeds and Aston Villa. Potential view to move him to a Parma in Game Week 8, 9, depending on where you want to go for that. We've got Minter here, who I think is coming into some good form. 2 attacking returns in 2. We've got Wolves up next. Not bad. Ismail Assar, who I'm a huge fanboy of. Good to see him back and scoring already against Liverpool. I think we'll all be looking at him very soon. I don't love the fixtures for Sarr, but he's that fixture-proof guy, you know?
It's just the next few, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the next 3, really.
Yeah. But the great thing is, with FPL now, is because of all of the DEFCON defenders and what have you, you can just switch to a 4 at the back when you feel one of your attackers has a poor fixture. We've got Jaden Anthony, who
I love that pick.
I'm telling you, I've had my eye on him since game week 1.
Mm.
Someone said to me, I think it was when Burnley were about to play Man United, game week 3. They said, I hate Man United. I just want to pick a player who is going to score against Man United. Who do you think it'll be? I said, first 2 game weeks for Burnley. Like the look of Jadon Anthony, actually. He seems to be like doing it all. Lo and behold, he did score against Manchester United. Would I ever pick him in my team at that point?
Nope.
No way. Nope. He's a newly promoted guy. Like, I'm not touching him. But since then, he's not slowed down. Gone from strength to strength to strength. He looks like he looks the Haaland of Burnley. That's what I'm going to call him, the Haaland of Burnley, because everything he's on the end of.
He is a points vacuum in that team.
Yeah.
Anytime Burnley score, he's done something.
You know he's involved.
Done something. Yeah.
You know he's involved.
I like the pick.
So I think by this point, we've got enough confidence in him. The next 3 fixtures for him, phenomenal. Aston Villa away, we know what we think about Aston Villa. We've got Leeds at home and Wolves away. If you're going to go for Anthony, now is the moment to do it. And if you're on a wild card, why not? Why not? He's 5.6 million. Cheap. There's no risk here. If it goes wrong in a few weeks, bench him. Wait till the opportunity to sell him if it doesn't come by immediately. Up front, obviously, Erling Haaland, and I've gone for Gyökeres as the second striker. Not really too many other forwards really sticking out to me at the moment. So we've gone to Bravka on the bench, but for our third forward, we've gone for Thiago, who has that fixture against West Ham next week. So I wonder if he's playable for that. For 6 million, I think you can take him in and out of your team a little bit. There is potential to bench boost this team in game week 8, potentially. And we've got Alderete and Anderson completing the bench as those other 2 cheap-ish defenders, I suppose. So bench boostable in game week 8. Anderson against Arsenal, really the only difficult fixture in game week 8, unless you want to count Minter at home to Newcastle. I think this is a team I would be looking to wildcard into if I had a wildcard this week and I was unhappy with my team. So, Sim, what do you reckon, mate?
This is mighty edgy of you.
Yeah?
This is a very edgy team. This is very uncharacteristic.
Oh, you like it then?
I think this is a great team. This might be a little too edgy for me.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you've got Anthony and you've got Minter in there.
But here's my question. Who is missing? Bruno Fernandes? Is that a big miss?
Obviously not Bruno.
Yeah, Reinders? Is that a big miss?
I think you're a little short on City.
Am I? Who else is getting the points at Man City right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue that, to be honest. It's a brilliant team, but it feels like a team of the moment. Do you know what I mean? Like, these guys are all great, and it's hard to argue against them, but the expensive players eventually show why they're expensive players.
Sure, I agree.
And I think I would want at least one midfielder in there that was a little bit more pricey.
Well, you have that 4.5 in the bank.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the idea of this team is, whilst I am clueless which expensive midfielder to buy, maybe just hold the money in the bank until you can figure it out.
Yeah, not like these guys are.
And, you know, that maybe is Thiago to Isak as well. It's not just the midfielders.
Yeah, no, 100%
or your
agree.
Crest, potentially.
Yeah. I don't think Isak is 10.7 now, no?
He's gone up, hasn't he, to 10.6. Yeah.
10.6, yeah.
Yeah, but this is based on a 100 million budget. So if you had a little more, then maybe
you could probably figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, the team is brilliant. I think, yeah, I would strongly consider that midfield option. But yeah, there's not really a huge person in there. I mean, what's Everton's fixtures look like? Could you go for an Ndiaye or a Grealish?
I mean, I don't like after the West Ham game, which is being played like obviously this evening as we record this. You got Crystal Palace, Man City, Spurs, Sunderland away from home, Fulham, Man United, Newcastle, Bournemouth. Outside of Man United in game week 12, where is the good fixture for Everton? I don't see it.
I love that Sunderland are now considered a challenging prospect away from home.
Listen, this is where we're at right now.
You know what? Listen, you're right. It's the reality. I don't like that you don't have João Pedro. I know you're not a fan of him, but I don't like that. I think João Pedro is something that I would want to consider.
Sure.
Just
maybe to cover the points.
Yeah. This team is very differential as it stands. So I think swings could hurt you quite a lot. And you know what I'm considering? If I was on a wild card, I think I would have triple Arsenal defense.
You would?
Yeah. I think I would add Timber to this.
Okay, I'm not against that.
Yeah.
I'm not against that. But I think the issue for that is that there's so many like DEFCON machines that I just love and want to fit in. I struggled really who to drop. I guess it would be Anderson, if any.
Yeah, it'd be Anderson and be benching Richards basically.
Yeah, that would make sense. So so you reckon Joao Pedro could definitely find his way into this team, a second Arsenal defender. I like both of those suggestions. The big question is, if you are going to go for that big, expensive midfielder, who would you go for in this team? I guess you replace Minter or Kudus maybe, right?
Yeah. Kudus, I don't know how to feel about anymore. Minter feels like a very exciting pick. It'd be one of them two or Anthony, obviously.
Okay. But who's standing out to you? I'm struggling, mate. I really am.
Look, I don't know how expensive Doku is, but he's firing on all cylinders right now. He looks an absolute live wire.
Yeah.
But
Started
rotation, risks, Champions League, is it really that crazy? Is it really that different if you're going for another differential player again?
Yeah.
So I don't know where stability could be here. Obviously, that money's there for Palmer. Could you bring in a Saka instead, for example?
Yeah, Saka placeholder maybe.
Yeah. I think there's a couple of routes you could go. I still love Mbeumo as an option. He hasn't been delivering, but he's so threatening. So I still really like that option. There's no clear answer. There's no clear answer. I don't think Foden's awful either. I mean, could you take a punt on Cunha? It's like there's plenty of options there, but they feel like punts.
They feel just as punty as these cheaper guys, right?
Yeah, and I completely agree with that.
Cool. Well, anyway, guys, those are your chip options as far as we can see it right now. But let us know what your chip strategy is going to be for the rest of the season. Is there anything you feel we've missed out or not spoken about? We'd love to hear from you guys. Do let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed that clip, there's plenty more where that came from. Full podcast episodes can be found on the Stick to FPL YouTube channel or on all good podcast platforms such as Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Go check it out for much more FPL Mate and FPL Sim content with Stick to FPL.